maybe you can give me some advice on this.
Yeah,
So I have to sit in these trainings, and I know I've listened to your empath video, and I so much identify with that.
yeah,
And I'm in this room with an incredible amount of people, and it's so overwhelming. Last week when I walked away, I kind of recognized it as I was overwhelmed by all that energy because the empath, I think. But is there like something I can do that will help me like not suffer and struggle while I'm sitting through all that silliness?
yeah. Um, the as an empath, you do have to experience the pain of that. So, like yesterday, my mum had to have not a serious procedure done, but a small procedure done at the hospital, and I just could feel everything. I could feel it when she felt sick. I could feel it when afterwards when she was really hungry, because they don't let you eat. And the way that I feel it is that I'm starving. I feel sick, and then as soon as I move away into different energy, I feel differently. And when I was in the hospital, like the energy in the hospital isn't great, and you just have to 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 bear the pain of that, and that's part of being an empath. It also has great sides being an empath, but like everything, it comes with pleasure and pain. And because you're see-through in a way as an empath, you just pick up everything that's around you, like it's a personality quality, and you just have to bear the pain of that when you put yourself in public situations. Um, the way I think that like, a lot of empaths, I think, go insane in our society because it is too overwhelming and there's no validation for it.
Yeah.
And the only freedom that I've found in regards to that, like my personality did change and recondition a lot, but in regards to the empath stuff, the well, I did find freedom on the human level. I'll talk about that in a moment to an
Okay.
extent. But
Thank you.
the true freedom that I found from it, because it is a very tense experience being an empath, is knowing who you are, which is not a thing and not that pain and everything. Like this recognition and this energetic resting in what you are, because it is painful. The other thing on the human level that gave me relief as well about being an empath was understanding it fully. And I'm still understanding and learning it actually. So it's like really like the more I understood it, the easier it became, because because like part of it's like not knowing what's happening that's difficult for the empath, like not knowing why certain things are happening and why you're having certain emotions, and that's what's relaxing for the empath. You're so sensitive as the if you're a full empath, then you feel everything. Every time you go into contact with someone, and you can't distinguish what's yours and their feelings because you just absorb their feelings. So if they feel sick, you feel sick. If they feel angry, you feel angry.
Right.
It's really it's quite something. But if they feel joyful, then you'll quickly pick up on it. But
Yeah, I know. Oh, sorry.
this is I think why I resonated so much with non-duality, because when I listened to teachers that had this energetic shift, like being the empath, I could feel that freedom really clearly when they spoke.
Yeah, I know. I think what has helped me tremendously is because when you are, and you know this because you are, but when you are and you go through life and you're overwhelmed, 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 but and we talked, and me having been in recovery for a long, long time and doing all that work, and then finding out like about empath, and that's very, very helpful.
Yeah,
It's so very helpful. And
yeah.
I do have boundaries now, and I do, so that's really, really helpful. But I just love,
Yeah,
what you just said and the way you describe it and all that kind of stuff. It's
but it's
beautiful.
it's also like even with your boundaries, it's not like you always have to dance with the empath, because even if you put up a boundary, if you're around somebody that has a very strong want, you're going to begin to adopt their want because you're see-through. The empath gets that joy of being a very see-through character where they just feel their
Oh
environment and
yeah.
He's sensitive to the environment. So, so even when you put up your boundary like really firmly and really strictly, if you keep pooing around that person, then you're going to begin to absorb their wants.
Yeah, yeah. See-through, that's the perfect description of
It
it.
really is. Like it's really like morphing to your environment. Like it's not even morphing to your environment, it's just your see-through. So when like you've got like a basic personality, like Lisa's got a basic personality that happens, but then whenever people come in, I just feel them so intensely as if they're me on the human level.
Uh,
And that's
I
and
think
that,
that's what,
and that's how I begin to like I mean I think this is how psychics work. I don't claim to be a psychic as such, or I don't know about all that and that world. But what I notice is that predominantly I'm pretty spot on, like with how people feel. Like not all the time, and I never want to be arrogant about it. But you, like, if you're sitting there speaking to someone, you're feeling really good, and then you begin to feel annoyed. Either they've crossed your boundary, or you're picking up their annoyance. You can never tell. You have to be really humble as an empath because you can never tell what it is. You're never going to get to know that. You're just see through. So everything, any energy that you come in contact with, you'll feel it immensely. And you have to be humble enough to be able to carry that, to be able to always not know and not assume that other humans are going to tell you the truth, because mostly they don't know what they're feeling. They're unconscious of it, and they most probably don't want to speak about it. It's really something.
yeah, and I think that's why I enjoy your talk so much because it is see-through. It's just transparent and you know, you don't get that very often.
Yeah,
You really don't.
yeah.